Hi guys, so welcome back to another episode of the Property Sourcing Success Show. This is the place where we're cutting through the noise, we're ditching the fluff, and we're talking real strategies for sourcing like a pro. Now that is whether you're sourcing for your own portfolio or you are sourcing on behalf of investor clients. Now one caveat, if you are watching this on YouTube, I am just home from the gym. Friday mornings are fucking hell at the gym. It's deadlift day, baby. So I apologize for what you are seeing in front of your screen, offending your eyes. But today I am answering a really juicy question that came in from one of our mentees inside the Six Figure Sourcing Mastermind. And it's actually one that a lot of new sourcers get completely fucking stumped by. So if you've ever been curious about how to tackle auction properties, especially when there is a reserve price that is undisclosed, which happens a lot, then today's episode is for you. So what was the question? It was Teresa. She said, Danielle, look, I've just booked my very first viewing. It's an auction property. It has a guide price, but the reserve is undisclosed. Do you have any idea how I can figure out that ballpark figure? And obviously it's within her interests to have a ballpark figure in mind because it gives her a little bit more leverage when it comes to placing a bid. So I told Teresa, yes, I do. Let's talk about it. And I thought it's a question a lot of people will have. Let's put it into a podcast episode. So first things first, the guide price trap. The guide price is not the price. Okay, so let me say that again so you can hear me loud and clear. The guide price is not the price. Auction houses often list properties with a guide price that is, this is important, around about 20 to 30% below what the seller will actually accept. Most people don't know this. It's a marketing tool. The reason they do that, guide price 20 to 30% below the actual price that the seller will accept, is designed to draw you in. It's designed to get your heart racing. It's designed to start a bidding war. So no, you're not bagging a fucking deal at 80 grand when the property is actually 130. What they're doing here, and it's a very clever marketing ploy, they're trying to create FOMO in the room, online, not give away gold. So how do you find out the real price range? Well, look, step by step, here is what you should do. Step one, call the auction house. Yes, actually pick up the phone and ask them directly. And to be clear, direct is better. Don't pussyfoot around. Don't try and please them. Don't try to beat about the bush. Go and ask the question direct. And I would say, can you give me an idea of the reserve range or what the seller is expecting? Now, they might not give you a number, but most good auction houses will steer you towards a realistic ballpark. Really important. They might not give you the number, and some will. Some will give you the number. And again, maybe this boils down to your relationship with them, but let's assume you're coming to this auction house cold, never having dealt with them before. Most of them will steer you towards a realistic ballpark. Step two, you're going to want to do your comparables. Now, look up what similar houses have sold for in the last 6 to 12 months, ideally the last 6 months or less, to give us a more on the pulse average, but 6 to 12 months as a whole on that street or in that postcode. So you can look at Rightmove sold prices, you can look at Land Registry. If you're listening to this in Northern Ireland, you can use Property Pal and Land Registry. Use them. This gives you your local ceiling. That is important. Step number three, you're going to want to check past auction results. So see what properties have been listed by the same auctioneer and what they have actually sold for. It's public information and a gold mine of actual insight, and it arms you with the homework that you need prior to entering the bid. And you'll often see a pattern where bids usually land. This can give you a really good overview and help you come to a realistic ballpark figure. Step number four, you have to factor in the condition. So if it's not erect, whoops. But if it's a wreck, adjust, mentally deduct the refurb budget, add your investor's profit or your profit if it is for you, and that gives you the maximum purchase price. Now, my golden rule is very, very, very simple. You have to know your number before you walk into that auction or before you submit a pre-auction offer, and stick to it like your life depends on it. Emotions should not get involved here. I have seen people lose their knickers when it comes to this because they get carried away by emotion. you do not and you should not move past the realms of what your number is. Know it, have a walk away, and do not waver. Don't get caught up in the hype, because remember, that is the auctioneer's job, to be a fucking hype man or woman, okay? And this actually is where most rookie sourcers, deal packagers, portfolio builders, this is where they lose their deals. Or worse, offer too high and then the deal doesn't stack for the investor, and that's a fucking nightmare. So quick tip for sourcers, deal packagers, portfolio builders, all the same thing. Auction deals can be absolutely brilliant, but only, and this is, I have to caveat this, only if you've done your homework. Yes, they're fast. Yes, they're public, and they don't wait for people who haven't run their numbers. And the people who haven't run their numbers are usually the people that get their pants pulled down if they secure the deal. So the next time that you are staring down at a guide price and wondering, is this too good to be true? The reality is, it probably fucking is. But with the right preparation and the right homework and the right due diligence, you actually might uncover a gem. That is it, guys, for today's quickfire episode of the Property Sourcing Success Show. Now, if this helped you, please, I am very much on a mission to try and get my message out there, to get our voice out there, to disrupt the world of property sourcing and tell it as it is and not as it was. So screenshot this, share it, tag me on Instagram. I am Danielle Bell Property, and tell me your biggest takeaway. And if you want more information on auction sourcing, deal analysis, investor scripts, make sure that you're inside our free Facebook community, Property Sourcing Made Simple. We go deep in this stuff every single week. I hope this has been useful, guys, and have a fab weekend.